Well, hey, good morning, everybody. Let's figure out where we're at today. Check this out. All right. Here we are. My desk is a little bit messy. Pardon the clutter. I will get this cleaned up. What are we doing today? Well, it's funny you should ask. Excuse me. I'm gonna get over this cold one of these days. Well, today we're going to start looking at CYSA. What is the CYSA? That's the CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst certification that we're looking at. Why the CYSA? Because it's a great follow-up to Security Plus. So, for a lot of you guys who were with me during the journey of Security Plus, where, I just kind of started doing the lives in the middle of my study sessions. So you just kind of picked up in the middle, like I had already read a bunch and done about, whatever. But now we're kind of starting this one from the start. So yesterday we began Server Plus, and once again, these study notes are for CSO 001. And why is that? Well, that is because I bought this book used a few years ago, and that was the test that was actually, when I bought this book, 002 was current, and I bought the book used for pennies on the dollar. That's what I do. I buy the old edition for like $6, $12, and I read through that. So I've got an overview of what's going on, and then I buy the current exam guide, and I read through it again, and I make special note of any changes between the two. So that's so you'll see we are going to go through this CSO 001 book for training purposes, but then we are going, I'm going to follow up later on after I finish this book. I'm going to get the CSO 003 book, and we'll go through that before we take the test. So that's kind of where we're at. So we're beginning our study notes. And it's kind of just like college, right? We got 4 parts. Oh, get back over here. And we'll use Control M to make a few pages. There we go. Okay. So now we're on this page here. We have 4 parts. Now a lot of this is going to be it's going to sound a lot of repetitive here at first, because right now we're just building the outline. But this is the way that I like to get used to the book, because if I just read this thing cover to cover, by the time I get to the end of it, I'm going to forget everything that happened in the beginning. So we're going to start with by introducing ourselves to everything over and over again, and becoming accustomed with these terms, right? So we have threat management, vulnerability management. This is how we have cyber incident response. And these might come up in a different order in a different book, but this is just how architecture. How do I spell TECT? Architecture. Right, security architecture. So we got 4 parts, is that right? And we got a part 5. So what we're doing here, you jerk. Swifty, did you just pee in the bathtub again? The cat is fucking... She's Swifty. She is Swifty AF. Okay. So anyway, these are our 4 parts that we're going to study, okay? 5 parts. These are our 5 parts. And so then within that we're going to have some sections. We're going to section everything off. So we'll say part 1. Is threat management. So what does this mean? This means like pretty much everything that we look at is really going to fall under one of these 4 main categories. Excuse me. Section 1. Applying reconnaissance techniques. Make sure we get these notes right. Oh no, how do I spell reconnaissance? I'm not the best speller, but reconnaissance is not the kind of word that we spell every day, and I think it's French. Section 2, analyzing the results of reconnaissance. I gotta spell it again. RTEC. Section 3. Damn it. Can't trust myself. Responding to network-based threats. Threes. Okay. Section 4 is all about securing a corporate network. Okay, that's good to know. See, the cool thing, like Security Plus tells you about this stuff, but it doesn't really tell you how to do it. So the cybersecurity analyst goes deeper into that and tells you how to do it. Part 2. Vulnerability management. Okay. Excuse me. Implementing implementing vulnerability management processes. Okay, we're going to talk about vulnerability scanning. Don't do that. Okay, that's part 2. Then we're going to come down and talk about part 3. With more definition, what is part 3? Cyber incident response. So basically what this means is if you're taking the test, like I will be soon, any question, we should be able to read the question and it should fit into one of these 4 categories. And through there we should be able to just break it down. So we got cyber incident response. The incident response process. We learned about that in Security Plus. determining the impact of incidents. Oh. Seven. I've been forgetting to put my labels on here. Section 8. Okay, Section 9 is going to be preparing the incident response toolkit. Section 10 being selecting the best course of action. Okay, let's take a half step back. And 6. We're getting there. 5. Oh, that was stupid. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then part 4. Security architectures. And under that, we're going to have Section 11 is frameworks. We learned a lot about these. In Security Plus and procedures. Section 12 is identity and access management. Okay. Section 13 is putting in compensating controls. We learned about these in Security Plus and Section 14. Secure software development tool sets. Okay. And then part 5. Appendices and glossary. Okay, so are we going to outline? We have an Appendix A, Appendix. We're going to do an Appendix A. First off, we're going to do a Control M, add a page. Appendix A. Just in case we need it. Objectives map. This will give us some guidance. We'll dig into that a little bit later. And then can I reorder this down here? Okay. And then down here we're gonna have a glossary. Glossary of terms. It's gonna be long. Okay. So that's kind of the first outline that we're going to use. So there are 4 parts. Threat management. Part 1. Threat management. Okay. So from here, oh boy. from here we're going to start digging in. So this is like our intro page, right? So now I'm gonna just start adding stuff in between here, and we'll do a section 1 followed by a 2, 3, and 4. So let's click on this page. This is our add page right here. Okay. There we go. This program's a little slow. And maybe it's just my computer, but section 1. Applying reconnaissance techniques. So under here we're going to have open source intelligence. Okay. Well, what's open source? Well, that's Google. That's internet registries. That is job sites. That is social media. Okay. And what else are we going to learn about? Active reconnaissance. And under that we're going to learn about scanning and capturing packets. Okay, so now we want to duplicate this slide. At page 2. All of this down here. Special considerations. And under special considerations, we're going to talk about wired network considerations. Oops. You might even spell it right. Here we go. We're going to talk about wireless network considerations. We should know a lot of this stuff, once again, from Network Plus. Virtualization technologies, cloud computing, and defending against reconnaissance. Okay. And let's see if I can just shorten this up enough to... Oh, crap, I don't like that. How about if I shorten this to recon? Just because. Yeah. Can I get away with that? Then it doesn't look all crappy and weird. Okay. Great. Now, okay. Now I want to clone this and duplicate. Okay. We're going to make this into a page 3. Okay, come on. Tools of the trade. So we're going to learn about all the cool tools like Nmap. That's a cool one. Nikto. OWASP. Z. Attack Proxy. Didn't learn about that one yet. That one's pretty cool. Some of these other ones. Nessus, we should know about Nessus already. We've at least heard of it. Netstat. That's a good one. We're going to use Netstat. TCP dump. Wireshark. I know this is capitalizing everything as I'm fiddling with it, but it's whatever. We'll fix it later if we need to. T-Shark. Speller correct, whatever. Wireshark and T-Shark. Intrusion detection and prevention systems. Okay, so we're going to learn about this kind of stuff, right? But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We need a page 4. Okay, we need a page 4. Come on, jerk. Okay, duplicate this slide. This is our page 4. Control A. Come on, dude. Okay. Then we have a review. And what the hell, Wireshark? Control A. Damn it. Close that crap. Get back up here. Control A. Am I in 2 different sections? Control A. Does that not work the same way? I thought it had. Oh well. Anyway, what questions? And then after the questions, we will have answers. Okay? No. And then, okay, so let's move on and build our section 2 slide. So let's duplicate this. Right? And we're going to call this section 2. Okay. Damn. One thing I don't like about this program is that it is difficult to see the cursors. But who cares? Analyzing the results. Analyzing the results of recon. Page 1. So how are we going to do that? Well, we are going to have some data sources. What are data sources? Well, we have firewall logs. We're going to learn how to read firewall logs. Intrusion detection. Intrusion detection and prevention systems. They're going to give us information. We're going to do packet captures and learn how to read them. We're going to learn about system logs and Nmap scan results. Okay. We're going to learn about those. Going to move on to this page. Oh. Okay, I got to do it over here. Come on. There we go. We're going to duplicate this. We're going to make a page 2. Okay, so what else do we have? Point in time analysis. This is a point in time and they seem to make this a lowercase for whatever reason. I don't know if it's important at all. What is point in time analysis? Well, it involves packet analysis, it involves protocol analysis, it involves traffic analysis, it involves net flow analysis, it involves wireless analysis. Well, that's cool. Well, what else are we going to do? Let's go on to page 3. And we are going to start with correlation analysis. Okay, what about correlation analysis? What is that? We have anomaly. If I can spell it right. Anomaly analysis, we have behavior analysis. Behavioral. I don't know if we're using the British spelling or not. We have trend analysis. We have availability. Analysis, and we have heuristics. Okay. So let's make a page 4. What comes after correlation analysis, you ask? Well, thank you for asking. Tools of the trade, of course. Well, what are the tools of the trade, you ask? Well, we have a security, information, and event management system, often referred to as a SIM. No, I don't know how they pronounce it. SIM, a SIM, a SIM, whatever. Who cares? We'll figure it out. Here's what you do. If you encounter somebody who has this kind of problem, it's like you call it a SIM or a SIM, and they're like, "Oh, it's a SAM." It's like I learned it by reading, fucker. Just tell them. Just you don't hit them, but just firmly just plant both of your hands like right in their chest and push them back and just be like, "Yo, back the fuck off, dude. I learned it by reading a fucking book." Okay? You know what a book is? So, that's all. Anyway, let's get back on tools of the trade. Packet analyzers. Packet analyzer. Okay. Intrusion detection systems. Oh, I missed a letter. We'll get it. Okay, we're going to learn IDS, resource monitoring tools. I wonder why that's hyphenated, but that's the way they put it in the materials. Net flow analyzers. Did I spell that right? I suppose I did. I suppose we have enough room down here. We will put our final section, review, and under review we're going to have some questions, and after the questions we'll have answers. Okay, so that's our section 2 outline. Now we're going to jump in and start through our section 3 outline. How are we going to do that? We are going to duplicate the section 2 slide. Going to rename it 3. What is 3 called? Responding to network-based threats. Okay, how many? Where's my cursor at? Okay. I'm going to try and shorten this. There, net-based threats. That way I just have a kind of an idea of. There. It gets too crazy if it takes up 3 lines of text. It starts looking all goofy. So net-based threats. We're going to start by learning about, and a lot of these we've seen before, haven't we? We've heard about network segmentation. We learned about network segmentation. What do we care about that? We care about system isolation. And we care about a jump box. What's a jump box? It allows us to log into a server. It's a dedicated honeypots and honey nets. Access control list, ACLs. What do we need to care about access control list? We have file, system, ACLs. Did you know that? We have network ACLs. We talked about ACLs in general before. What are you doing, cat? You getting sick? I think my cat's getting sick. We have black holes. You gonna be okay? Black holes. And a DNS sinkhole. So these are pretty cool because in Network Plus and Security Plus we did learn about ACLs, but we didn't really, I mean, there were probably some exercises where, you know, we went deeper into things, but not quite like this. So this is kind of like new information about stuff that, you know, a deeper level of, you know, things we've already been introduced to. So this is going to be cool. We're going to duplicate this slide and we're going to start at page 2 of our section 3. Okay. What's going to be on page 2? We got ACL. We have endpoint security. So what is endpoint security? Detect and block. If you guys have ever used anything like Malwarebytes, Nebula, or I think they call it Threat Down Now, something like that, that's like endpoint security. Sandbox. Cloud connected protection. Cloud connected protection. Okay. And after that we have group policies. We've heard of those, but did we ever learn how to implement them? When we take the Security Plus and the Network Plus test, we need to be aware of those things, but there's not much Discretionary hardening. What's discretionary hardening, you ask? Well, we have discretionary access control. Which we call DAC. I don't know if they call it that or not. We have mandatory access control. We have role-based. We learned about all these. RBAC. We learned about all these in Network Plus and Security Plus. Compensating controls. Blocking unused ports and services. And we also have patching. Okay. We're going to talk about... We're going to move to a new page. Let's start at page 3. There we go. Page 2. So that was device hardening. So next is network. Network access control. That's going to be time-based, rule-based, role-based, or location-based. And then we have a review, and we have questions, we have answers. Excuse me. And I'm going to duplicate this page. And we're going to turn this into... Can't find the cursor, damn it. So crazy. Section 4. There we go. Section 4 is called Securing a Corporate Network. And so when we talk about securing a corporate network, we're going to talk about penetration testing. And we're going to, so maybe this is our introduction to penetration testing. I have a pen test book. We'll probably start on that one too. We'll make another one of these and we'll work through pen test as well if that. Reverse engineering. We'll talk about hardware, software, and malware. Reverse engineering, isolation, sandboxing. We're going to talk about training and exercises. Types of exercises. There are a lot of different types of Red team. Blue team. Oh, come on. Damn it. That finger. Okay, red team, blue team, white team. Oh, what's the white team, you ask? Well, I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's make a page 2. Okay. Control A, backspace. Okay, great. We're going to do risk evaluation. And we began that in Security Plus when we talked about like annual rate of likelihood of what impact and likelihood, ARO and SLE. By the way, I did really well on those questions on the test, I think. How do I spell likelihood? I'm glad I studied L-I-K-E. Okay. Technical control review. And then after that we have operational control. Operational control review. Then we have a section review. And we have questions. And we'll have answers. Okay, so, and what do we got here? Part 2. So that's going to sum up our section 4 and our part 1. Now we're going to move into part 2. We have 2 sections here. Oh boy, I'm going to stretch. I'm going to stretch. I'm gonna stop here for a minute and take a break, but we will come back and continue. I just need to, well, I need to do a few I'm gonna stop here. This is a good stopping point, and I need to do some things in the real world. So we'll come back and we'll begin with part 2 and finish our outline of this book in a couple of hours. So I'll see you guys soon. We'll keep it going a little bit later, but this is a good stopping point for now. All right, happy Sunday, everybody. I hope